Country Cover Club is the new partner for Country Sports TV. If you type in Summerall 2, you get a £3 discount. Hello, welcome to Country Sports TV. Have you read the press lately? They're gearing us up with propaganda about moving from lead to other forms of shot, mainly steel. If you go on to the Shooting Times UK website, it has a number of articles. It says it's got one from April, moving from lead shot to steel. Then you scroll down and you've got which lead-free airgun pellets would you recommend? And then it's got down the bottom here, it's got testing steel versus lead shot on pigeons, lead alternatives for deer stalking, and how do other countries manage with the lead ban. Now, there is not one article in the magazine or on this website explaining or trying to counter the anti-lead propaganda. Now, if we're going to have a free press in the shooting community, we need to be able to discuss the problems that we've got. And we've got to be able to put a narrative that is different than what we are being told. I can't get anything published. My things have been factual. I've relied on information that I've had. I've backed it up with information. I've backed it up with the minutes of meetings. Now, we've got the report that the Lead Ammunition Group wrote to the EU commissioners. In there it still says that wildfowl are dying from lead poisoning. Now the question is, most European countries have banned lead for wildfowling. We banned lead back in 1999. So that's over 20 years now that we haven't been using lead for wildfowling. Why are the wildfowl still dying of lead poisoning? Where are they getting the lead from if the wildfowlers aren't using it? The old wildfowlers, when they were proposing the lead ban in the 1990s, one of the questions they would ask is, where are all the dead birds? So now this new report says that millions of duck are dying, and swans and geese are dying of picked up lead shot. Where are all the dead birds? If all these birds are being killed, why haven't they been picked up? Why haven't there been any tests? There's no scientific proof. Now, if you say duck are dying of lead, where are they picking the lead up from? Is there pollution in the water? Which is quite possible. But we've taken lead out of fuel. But we didn't take lead out of fuel. We stopped putting lead into fuel. There is still a lead content in fuel. Could it be possible that the runoff from the roads is going into the waterways and causing the lead poisoning the birds? I don't know. I only pose the questions, and this is what we have to do, is keep posing questions. The science isn't peer-reviewed. The science isn't there. In the report that I've just seen, There is no reference to any scientific paper. They just produce facts out of fresh air by the looks of it. And it looks like our shooting organisations just signed up to this voluntary lead ban for game shooting for September. Do you want to stop using lead for shooting pheasants and partridges? No, I don't either. It's based on bad science. The government allowed the lead ammunition group to meet for 6 years. John Swift, the WWT, and a couple of others came up with the final report. That was given to the government, and their recommendation was a total lead ban. It was rejected by Liz Truss, the minister at the time, because the case had not been proven. The same is true today. Yet they're still rabbiting on about the same problem, which they can't prove. So what do our shooting organisations? All sign up to this voluntary ban for game shooting. Now the Shooting Times is promoting lead-free air rifle ammunition. Apart from using air rifle ammo for pest control, most target shooting you do, the lead can be picked up. I've got, in the workshop, I've got a lead target, and it's got a bit on the back to collect the lead, so nothing's wasted. I use it to make me lead vice jewels when I'm gun making. You know, what do I think I got all the lead from over the years? Spent air rifle ammunition and old bits of old lead pipe that I was given. You know, we can't go on like this. You know, why aren't our shooting organisations defending us? I was at the game fair a few years ago, and I was talking to one of the Dorset wildfowlers. Brilliant bunch of blokes. And they were telling me that they were going to do a survey. Not the wildfowlers, but there was a survey being done on Poole Harbour. And they asked the old wildfowlers where was the best place to find fallout of lead shot. So the wildfowlers explained where the best place would be. They waited till the tide went out, and then they waded out in the mud, drew a square on the ground and dug down. How many pieces of lead shot do you think they found? The answer was 0. That report was never written up and never published. You know, a few years ago, when I was looking through the scientific papers, I found one on bird disturbance of wildfowl. And I said, oh, this is 10 years ago, that there will soon be a call for shooters to stop going on the foreshore because we're disturbing the birds. That's what I said. Lo and behold, I had a wildfowler in here yesterday with his gun. Wants his gun bored out so he can use. He's bought a new side-by-side for wildfowling, a new 3-inch, and he wants it bored out so he can use steel with it. But I said it's not steel proofed with the fleur-de-lis. You can only use standard proof cartridges. Yes, he said, I understand that. I'm using 70mm steel cartridges. I said, fair enough. He said that as wildfowlers, they have been asked to reduce the number of days they go out on the foreshore because they're disturbing the birds. I knew it would happen. I knew it would happen. And I said, who's come up with this crazy idea? Oh, it was a Basque bloke that asked us, he said. How's that defending shooting? Now, we have to start questioning what's happening out there. We need our shooting magazines to start helping us. If we're going to get a lead ban for game shooting, we want an act of parliament. We don't want it voluntary. That's the first thing. The second thing is there's no proof that lead is a problem on a game shoot. In the Lead Ammunition Group list of scientific papers they were reading, there is one that states that they tested the fauna on a game shoot and the fallout to see if the stinger nettles and grasses would pick up the lead that's spent on the ground. The report said the difference between natural lead levels and an increased level because of spent lead was so small it was undetectable. I would say that there was no take-up at all. If it's undetectable, there's none at all, is there? It looks, as I said in my last video, that we, the ordinary shooters, are going to have to start fighting for ourselves. Hence, the Save Our Lead Shot campaign that I started up. If you're interested in helping, please join the Save Our Lead Shot campaign on Facebook. I have a website that I'm building on FastHost. That's under construction. There's lots of information I've got to add to that. I am going to come up with an idea. I've got several ideas floating around at the moment. Still got my lead shot mug. Still available on eBay, along with hats. You can get those on eBay as well. That helps me to fund the website. Now, we've also got the Save Our Lead Shot badges. And I'm selling them in batches of 10. The idea is that if you want to become an agent for the Save Our Lead Shot campaign, you buy 10 at a time. They're £20. That's £1 each for the badge and £1 donation for each badge for the campaign. You can then resell the badges and get your money back. Now, I have decided that if you buy 10, I'm going to make you a campaign agent. And I'm going to put a campaign agent badge in. So you get your free badge. You pay for 20 badges, sell them for £2 each, and you get your money back. It's not going to cost you a thing in the end, and you end up with a free badge. I know it's not a lot, but it's the best I can do. We're running this on a shoestring. You know, I'm not like Basque. I haven't got £1 million fighting fund to fight for shooting. You know, perhaps Basque would like to fund me so that I can protect shooting from a lead ban. Now, that is a good idea. Don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's a good idea. Basque, if you'd like to support me, and I know you do, because your latest press release says that with the European Face Group, you are against a wider lead ban over wetlands within 100 metres of waterways. So you agree with me. So get in touch with me and fund me. Help me fight this. I could do with all that Basque staff helping me. Don't think you will you? No. Why? Because you're quite willing to see a lead ban. You know, John Swift's gone, Harrodine's gone, which were the main two instigators of this policy. Yet you still seem to be going down that same rabbit hole. You know, can't you grasp that you've been led down the wrong path for so many years? You know, there's no need for a lead ban for game shooting. People will give up shooting. People won't use expensive guns that will affect the gun trade. You know, there are a few gun shops out there that think, oh, we're going to sell new guns now. They all want to shoot steel. Do we? I'm a keen muzzleloader. I like shooting black powder. According to Basque and according to their what you need to know about steel, it says in there, you can't use steel in Damascus barrels. Well, I have a hammer gun, 20 bore, Irish, lovely little thing, which I use for walked up game and the odd pigeon shooting day. That's got Damascus barrels, can't use steel in that. Used it on a partridge day. Absolutely brilliant, shot lovely. I have a Edge 16 bore muzzleloader made between 1860 and 1864. The address of Edge that's on there in Manchester, they were only at that address for the 4 years. 1860, 1864, I've got a brand new muzzleloader made that was hardly ever used. It's got hardly any wear on it. I expect the guy bought it around the time, 1860, 1864. Then found out that cartridges came in. Might have used it 3 or 4 times and then put it away and got a cartridge gun. But I can't use steel. I can't afford to buy bismuth at the price it is. And tungsten is as toxic, if not worse, than lead. In the reports that I've read, in America, the American Army switched from lead ammunition to tungsten ammunition. One range, the Army was becoming ill, and they figured out that the pressure was creating dust from the tungsten that was affecting the blokes on the range. They were getting flu-like symptoms from the tungsten that they were using. They then found that the tungsten was affecting the water in the local village. And the governor of the state had to put a stop and decease order on the army to stop them using tungsten ammunition. So tungsten is not a good idea. So what are we doing? Using tungsten for wildfowling. What effect is that having on the microorganisms within the water? Next question is, if we're using a lot of steel shot, and steel shot rusts when it breaks down, what effect is that going to have on the microorganisms in the water? I haven't got an answer, but somebody should be looking at this. It could be further down the line, now they've banned lead for wildfowling, that somebody says that steel is doing more damage than lead, and we're going to have to ban steel shot for wildfowling. Therefore, wildfowling will be finished because they won't be allowed to go back to lead. Can't you grasp what's happening, you lot out there? And the other thing that's going to happen is when game shoots start using steel, if they're dumb enough to, the next thing that somebody's going to do is do a survey on wounding rates. It used to be round about 10% wounding rate. What happens when it goes up to 20 or 30% and you get wounding rates? What's going to happen with these animal lovers? What are they going to turn around and ask shooters to do? They're going to say that it's cruel using steel and then ask for it to be banned. That is what's going to happen. So we have to fight this lead ban with all our efforts and every sinew in our bodies. There is no proof that lead for game shooting is a problem. There's no proof that lead ammunition for air rifles are a problem. There is no proof that shooting lead for deer stalking is a problem. Oh, they tell us, when you shoot lead, it can expands and fragments of lead come off and it contaminates the meat. I'm afraid that's bullshit. I came up with this theory that the survey that was done tested the muscle that wasn't shot and the wound and said that there was a greater lead level around the wound. Now, I've had an email from a friend of mine saying it may be that. And I think that I may have to change my explanation. I was right in my thinking, but I may have been wrong on the way I was, explaining it. The greater lead level is parts per million. Are mixed, blood and the muscle are mixed together. It's still parts per million. What the research doesn't tell us is what the natural lead level is of the blood. So you've got the muscle tested and the wound tested, but they haven't tested the blood of the animal. It may be, says my friend on this email, that the blood has the greater lead level, which will account for the higher lead level within the wound. Yes, I'll go with that. That's a better explanation than mine. I was on the right lines, but I may not have explained it correctly. I will go with that. That is a possibility. So it's either that the blood and the muscle are mixing, increasing the lead, or the lead in the blood has a higher level parts per million than the muscle. Yeah, I'll go with that. That is understandable. Anyway, what can you do? Join the Save Our Lead Shot page on Facebook. The more that I've got on there, the better. And we will come up with some plan. But all you can do is share this, like this video, share this video. Put it on other media sites. Now, I've been banned on a couple of shooting forums for telling the truth. So if you're a member of a shooting forum, put this video on there. It may be removed, but please put it on there anyway. Anyway, Ian, Country Sports TV, signing off. And together, I think we can make a difference. Country Sports TV is campaigning to save our lead shot. And as such, we've produced a number of items that you can buy to help raise money to run a website and to help me do the videos. We've got a camo hat for Country Sports TV if you want to go pigeon shooting. We've got a Save Our Lead Shot camo hat. We have a blue Save Our Lead Shot baseball cap. And you can also choose 6 other colours if you go onto eBay. We also have a mug in 2 sizes. It's got Country Sports TV on the front and then Save Our Lead Shot on both sides. Added to this, we've now got an enamelled mug and very good quality one for Save Our Lead Shot. There is a donation in the price for the Save Our Lead Shot campaign. And what we're going to do next is we're going to produce some button badges. Save Our Lead Shot button badges. It's not worth me selling one at a time because I'm going to have to charge you 70 or 80 pence postage. And they're only £2 each. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to produce them in 5s and 10s and put them on eBay. And if you buy 5, you can sell 4 of them to your friends and get some of your money back. Thank you very much for helping sponsor me. I can't do this on my own. And if anybody would like to help the campaign, please let me know. Message me on Facebook on the Save Our Lead Shop page, or message me privately on Facebook. No problem at all. Ian, Save Our Lead Shop campaign through Country Sports TV, saying thank you very much for your help.